Frameworks for learning are designed to assist teachers with the immediate implementation of UMath X by supplying activities and resources which reinforce the concepts being taught. Frameworks were originally designed for pairs of students, but may also be used by a teacher in a whole group, teacher-centered lesson, or for intervention with individual students. Each framework requires students to explore and develop concepts by working through a preset series of lessons on the computer while recording notes regarding their discussions, strategies, and conjectures on the Frameworks for Learning worksheet. Each framework is divided into 3 parts: getting started, working at it, and reflecting and connecting. In this video, we will focus on a series of frameworks pertaining to quadratics to illustrate how the frameworks assist with the deep conceptual development by scaffolding quadratic concepts using UMath X lessons and manipulatives. In Quadratics 1, Plotting Area, the student begins by graphing a physical situation, the area of a square. In the Working at It section, students work through a UMath X lesson on the computer that incorporates modeling the area of a square with virtual algebra tiles in the UMath X lesson, as well as physical algebra tiles at their learning station. The lesson concludes with the application of the concepts learned as students compare the 2 parabolas graphed in the framework. In Quadratics 2, Minimum Area, students begin by completing XY tables which are used to graph corresponding parabolas that the students analyze. Students are directed to focus on the minimum value of the graphs as they are led to discover how slight changes in the equation affect the location of the parabola on the graph. Again, algebra tiles are used to reinforce the concept both on the computer and at the student workstation. The activity concludes with students writing 2 novel equations which move the parabola to the right, demonstrating their ownership of the concept. In Quadratics 3, Affecting Minimum Area, students move toward the abstract application of quadratic concepts learned in the previous frameworks, Quadratic 1 and Quadratic 2. Students are required to complete XY tables and graphs on the Frameworks for Learning worksheet, as well as in the UMath X lesson, to assist them with discovering the impact that the value of C in the equation has on the corresponding graph. At the conclusion of the lesson, students are guided to discover how the equation written in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c can be used to determine the minimum value. All 3 of the lessons in the quadratic series of frameworks build the concepts from the concrete to the pictorial to the abstract to assist students with internalizing a deeper understanding of the relationship between equations and graphs of quadratics. As illustrated in this video, each framework for learning requires students to model examples using manipulatives, draw illustrations to justify work, discuss mathematical reasoning with peers, and to provide written explanations about math topics covered within the UMath X lessons. As a phrase at the conclusion of each framework indicates, students are required to build, draw, talk, and write about the concepts covered so that at the conclusion of the activity, they own it, meaning the students have developed their own personal, deeper understanding of the math covered in the lesson. All of our frameworks for learning are available for download from our website, www.newfeldlearning.com. The frameworks are conveniently organized into 2 sections, one for K-5 and the other for middle school and high school. If you have questions regarding Neufeld Learning Systems Frameworks for Learning, or if you would like to learn more about UMath X and our online support resources, please call our head office toll-free at 1-866-429-6284.